Welcome to AI Podcast. Today, we're digging into a NeurIPS 2025 paper called REAL, short for Benchmarking Autonomous Agents on Deterministic Simulations of Real Websites.
The title is a mouthful. Give me the quick take first. What's the headline?
The headline is this: even our best language model agents still complete only about 4 out of 10 realistic web tasks when the evaluation is careful and repeatable. REAL builds a kind of flight simulator for the web, and the top score on their benchmark is roughly 41%. That's humbling.
So, a flight simulator for web agents. I like that. Who's behind it?
Led by Divyansh Garg with Sumit Motwani and collaborators across the AGI company, Oxford, Stanford, and a few others, it's very much a cross-industry and academic effort.
All right, set the scene. Why did they need a new benchmark? We already have agents clicking around the web, right?
We do, but evaluating them on the live internet is messy. Websites change daily, prices shift, layouts update, and some actions cost money or pose safety risks. If your benchmark runs on the live Amazon or a real airline site, you can't control any of that. And many older testbeds go the other way. They simplify the interface so much that it stops resembling the real web.
Right, either chaos or cartoon, so the gap is reproducibility with realism.
Exactly. REAL targets that gap. They made deterministic, high-fidelity replicas of popular sites. Think Airbnb-like, Amazon-like, Gmail-like, Uber-like. 11 of these in total, each with the multi-page flows you'd actually do day to day.
Deterministic meaning the site doesn't change out from under you. The dates are fixed, the inventory is fixed, all of that.
You've got it. The data, timestamps, and UX are fixed, so if your agent succeeds on Tuesday, it should succeed the same way on Friday. That lets different labs compare results without wondering whether the site quietly changed.
And they didn't just make toy pages, these are full flows like searching, filtering, adding to cart, booking, messaging, that whole thing.
Yes. For example, there's an Amazon-style store called Omnizon, an Airbnb-style StayNB, a Gmail-style GoMail, a calendar, a ride-hailing clone called UDriver, even a freelance marketplace called Topwork, and an airline booking site called Fly Unified. Each is built with modern web frameworks, the kind agents actually struggle with.
Got it. What about the tasks themselves? What are agents asked to do?
112 multi-turn tasks. Some are information-seeking, like find a particular product with constraints. Others require changing state, like booking a flight or sending an email. So it's not one-click trivia. It's the kind of thing that takes a human a minute or two of careful navigation.
And how do they score success in a way that isn't subjective?
They use a two-part evaluation. For action tasks, they check the website's state directly. Imagine snapshotting the site's internal state before and after and looking for the precise change that should have happened, like the cart now contains a particular item or the calendar shows a new appointment. For retrieval tasks where the answer is text, they use a rubric-guided LLM judge to grade the final response.
So if I book a car ride, the system literally checks that the ride booked flag changed. And if I'm asked to report the cheapest flight, a judge grades whether the model's text answer is correct.
That's the idea. It gives you deterministic checks for the action side and structured grading for the information side.
What about the agent setup? Do you have to use their code?
They provide a baseline harness that controls a browser, and any model can sit on top as the brain. You can drive it through standard tools like Playwright or go lower level through the Chrome DevTools protocol. If you're a closed system, you can run black box style. The harness opens the start URL, your agent does its thing, and signals it's done.
Nice. And the big question, how did current models do?
The best result came from Claude 3.7 Sonnet Thinking at about 41% success across all tasks. Gemini 2.5 Pro experimental lands in the high 30s. OpenAI's o3 is in the mid-30s. Most open-weight models are down closer to the teens or around 20%, and a general-purpose computer using agent baseline scored only around 7% on this benchmark.
Oof, so even with a plain simulator level of control, we're not anywhere near reliable autonomy.
Exactly, and the per-site breakdown is revealing. The freelance marketplace and airline booking replicas, Topwork and Fly Unified, are consistently the toughest. Those have long, brittle workflows with many chances to get lost.
What kinds of mistakes do agents make along the way?
Two big ones. First, poor success detection. Agents often think they're done when they missed a step, like composing an email but never actually sending it. Second, they get stuck in UI loops and backtracking. You'll see repeated clicking of irrelevant controls or bouncing between pages without recovering.
That feels very human, honestly. I've watched people do that on real websites.
Same, but it highlights that planning, verification, and recovery are still fragile in today's systems.
I'm curious about fairness. If everyone uses the author's harness, are we really measuring the model or the combination of model plus scaffold?
Great point. This benchmark measures the full system in context. A stronger or better-tuned scaffold could raise scores. The authors acknowledge that, and it mirrors the real world where product teams ship agents with orchestration code, not just a raw model.
Let's talk limitations for a second. 11 sites sounds solid, but the web is, well, the web.
True. 11 replicas cover common consumer tasks, but not everything. Enterprise dashboards, banking portals, multi-tab flows, or workflows that cross several apps in sequence aren't fully captured yet. Also, the retrieval side still relies on an LLM judge. It's rubric-guided and documented, but judge choice always introduces some variance. Another thing, they instrument state via the browser's storage, which is great for reproducibility, but real sites also rely on server-side state and multi-device sync, so future versions may need additional taps.
And determinism is a double-edged sword. It's great for reproducibility, but it removes the natural variety that helps agents generalize.
Exactly. You can fix that by injecting controlled variation within bounds, like layout shuffles, network hiccups, or content presets. They already expose configuration hooks for things like latency and error conditions, which is a step in that direction.
If I'm an engineer listening to this, what can I do with Real today?
A few things. 1, you can get an apples-to-apples read on your agent's reliability against familiar tasks. 2, you can use the deterministic signals to train or fine-tune with reinforcement learning or imitation learning. 3, you can build ablation studies, like testing whether a verification step or a different planning loop actually helps, because the environment is stable enough to make small changes meaningful.
And if I'm thinking about the broader research arc, what's next?
I'd look at 3 directions. First, richer scenario generation in each site to probe robustness and recovery, not just happy paths. Second, cross-application workflows, like an email that triggers a calendar event, which then triggers a booking and an expense upload. Third, reliability metrics beyond single-run accuracy, such as repeated run stability, time to completion, and safe failure behavior.
Plus, independent audits of the grading, publish the rubrics, vary the judge model, maybe include a small human-adjudicated subset to calibrate.
Yes, that would boost confidence in comparisons over time.
I want to circle back to the score for a moment. 41% as the top line. Should we be discouraged?
I read it as clarifying, not discouraging. When you make evaluation careful and realistic, you get a sober picture. That picture says we're good enough to demo, not good enough to depend on. And now we have a yardstick that's stable, so improvements will actually mean something.
Less hype, more measurement. I like it. Before we wrap, name a couple of the sites again to make this concrete.
Sure. StayNB is the Airbnb-style rental site. Omnizon is the Amazon-style store. GoMail is Gmail-style. UDriver is the Uber-style ride-hailing. And then the tricky ones we mentioned, Fly Unified for airline bookings and Topwork for freelance gigs.
Perfect. And the paper?
Real. Benchmarking autonomous agents on deterministic simulations of real websites. Look for the NeurIPS poster and the Arkachev preprint from April 2025. Lead author, Divyansh Garg.
All right, takeaway time. If you had to leave listeners with one line, what would it be?
Realistic, repeatable evaluation changes the story. With deterministic replicas of real websites and clear pass-fail checks, we learn that the best agents complete only about 4 in 10 everyday tasks, which means reliability and recovery are the next frontiers.
Nicely put. My one-liner is this. Think of real as the test track for web autonomy. It won't replace real roads, but it finally lets us measure progress without traffic, weather, or roadworks getting in the way.
That's AI Podcast for today. If you're building agents, this benchmark is worth a weekend deep dive.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.